We are back with more My Southern Home, and I'm here with Richard Blanton, mansion manager in my old Kentucky home, State Park, and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Kimberly, and as we like to say here, welcome home.
Thank you. Well, this is a welcome home to me because this is my favorite historic home, and I used to work here many years ago.
We were just talking about that and exchanging stories. Those are the sort of stories that stay with you.
They really do, and it's amazing how much the mansion has changed over the years.
It really has. Although you would think the objects are old and you're not going to learn anything new about them, we're always learning new things about the items here, and we're getting new things as well, things that belonged to the family and properly belong back here at my old Kentucky home, State Park.
Well, speaking of new things, something that never changes and is always evolving here is your holiday celebrations here at my old Kentucky home.
Absolutely. We're pleased to be in the middle of doing our Merry and Bright Victorian Christmas themed tours. We do those every day between now and December 30th. We're off for Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, and Christmas Day. But we'll do those from 9 o'clock until 5 o'clock, and we'll talk about all sorts of different things, ways that the Rowan family may have observed Christmas in this house.
Well, that's one of my favorite parts about that tour is you really get to see how people lived in that time and how they celebrated the holidays and how it's not that different.
It's not that different. It is evolving. We start with one room. The first room that we introduce you to is decorated rather simply, as it would have been in the earlier part of the 19th century. And then we come to the parlor. We've got a tree that is decorated as it would be in mid-Victorian times, probably how the Rowan family would have had a tree in their parlor. And then we've got other wonderful Kentucky-themed and Stephen Foster-themed trees throughout the house. Giant 12-foot tall trees that the Rowan family honestly never would have had. But something that's wonderful to look at and helps bring the spirit of Christmas to Bardstown and Federal Hill.
Well, Stephen Foster is iconic for his favorite song that's very special to both of us, My Old Kentucky Home. And you guys bring a lot of his music back.
We do. In fact, every single time you come onto the daytime tours here at My Old Kentucky Home, the guides will be singing My Old Kentucky Home to you. It's something that's absolutely wonderful. It's something that no other historic house is able to offer, but we'd like to give that to you right here.
When you celebrate the holidays with beautiful music as well.
We do. We have Christmas music playing throughout the house during the Christmas tours. And then we have a very special event in the evenings, the weekends in December, the first 3 Fridays and Saturdays in December. We have an old Kentucky Christmas carol. It's our version of the Charles Dickens tale, and as part of it, you'll go through the mansion encountering different spirits in each room, kind of like the way that Ebenezer Scrooge would have seen the spirits. And then we have carols being sung in the carriage house afterwards, and we have refreshments, and it's absolutely a wonderful time.
Well, it's like going back in time in a way, and all the costumes and the voices are just so beautiful.
It is. It's one of the things we're very proud of here at My Old Kentucky Home.
You're a little biased.
I am. I think we give a fantastic historic tour, and our guides are incredibly well informed, and we are, as you say, scholarship is changing all the time. Things are different today than the way that the house might have been interpreted when you were giving tours here. And we had the privilege of talking with a guide who predated both of us by several years. And the way that the house was described when she was giving tours was different then as well. But our guides are completely up to date on the current scholarship and the way that we're interpreting the house today.
Well, and you're a big part of that because you're the historian here as well.
Well, that just comes from being one of the longest serving guides here as well. But no, I am the mansion supervisor as well as the chief tour guide, and I do most of the research and writing of the tours.
Well, it just brings me so much joy to be here and to learn new things that I didn't know before, such as most Triple Crown winners can be traced back to Judge John Rowan's horse.
Absolutely. His horse is descended from the same American sire that most Triple Crown winners, with the exception of Citation, can trace their ancestry back through. So a strong tie here. There was horse racing here in Bardstown long before there was the Kentucky Derby at Churchill Downs.
So you guys have a lot of events here throughout the year that are all surrounding Kentucky history.
Absolutely. Not only is our tour here in the mansion changing throughout the year, we do an Easter-themed tour, a Kentucky Derby-themed tour, we do a Civil War-themed tour. October is a very special month for us, and of course, now we're decorated for Christmas. But in addition to that, we also have some featured events here at the park, such as the Kentucky Barbecue, which happens the day after Kentucky Derby. Many people remember having come here for many, many years and enjoying barbecue and burgoo here on the grounds, and you can do that again these days. We also have a murder mystery dinner that we do in February. We have our masquerade ball as part of our ghost tour in October. And then, of course, we have a special event for the Kentucky Bourbon Festival in September. It's always a wonderful event.
Well, thank you so much, Richard. I always love being here.
Well, thank you, Kimberly. And as we like to say here, come home anytime.
We'll be back more My Southern Home in just a moment.
The sun shines bright in the old Kentucky home. 'Tis summer, the people are gay. The corn tops ripe and the meadows in the bloom, while the birds make music all the day. Weep no more, my lady, oh, weep no more today. We will sing one